Okay, welcome back. Our guest this morning, Achike Chude, rights activist in studio here, and joining us remotely is the chair of the Nigeria Labour Congress Lagos chapter, Comrade Funmi Sesi. She's joining us remotely. Okay, I'd like to bring this to you because it really spoke to Labour. You heard what that last caller said, Mr. George. The role of Labour in all of this. I don't know. What would you like to say to that Labour could take on much more role? For example, I'm reminded of the recent incident of in the Ministry of Works, the minister there, Dave Umahi, complaining that he couldn't work without people and people won't come to work. And Labour was seen, at least somebody who was donning, in some uniform to indicate that he was Labour and was speaking for Labour, and he was saying that no. You can't bring anything that is going to be looking. You might see it as efficiency, but sorry, you can't do it. And the man was simply saying that we're not getting value for money. People don't come to work. And Labour was seen protecting those people who the minister alleged show up for maybe 1 or 2 hours and are gone. It did look like there are times when we're wondering if Labour is actually on our side. So if you'd like, would you relate to that question about Labour itself is not doing all that it can and is concerned itself more with asking more from government, making impossible demands, and that sort of thing? How would you like to respond to that?
Well, the last caller, to a reasonable level, I will agree, and to some level, I will also disagree with some of his statements. Labour, what is our role? Our role is basically and primarily to take care of the welfare of the workers. But by extension, we also do much more than that. In the economy of the country, since Labour creates wealth, and we are seen to be partners in progress with the government, we extend our services and our activities more than taking care of the welfare of the workers. We extend it to also ensuring that the economy of the country is in the right state. And that was what made the Labour to be very vehement and speaking out about our refineries that the government has put into a state of disrepair, and that the government has been spending money for years without coming close to the conclusion in the refurbishment of the 4 refineries. Instead of that, they have, lent the support with using our Commonwealth money, supporting an individual to building a capacity oil tank and a refinery that, government even went as far as sources for loan for that individual, something they could have used to expand and refurbish the 4 refineries that we have.
You're talking about the Dangote refinery.
You mentioned it, and that is exactly what it is. So, that one aside, Labour has been the one that has been on the neck of the government talking about this refinery at all times. How many groups, how many individuals have ever been talking and so vehement like Labour has been doing? Even in the MOU that was signed last week with Labour and the government, they have agreed to set up a committee, and they have to pay a visit to see those trillions of naira that has gone into the refurbishment, how far they have gone.
Yeah.
And we are insisting, and we are still insisting, that the refineries must be put to use, and we should be able to refine our crude locally to reduce the importation of finished product of PMS into the country. And this is how we got messed up in the issue of the scarcity of a dollar. Buying our crude, we take it to somewhere, and then they refine, and we now buy at exorbitantly high cost and on dollar rate. And that is what informed Dangote, telling us in Nigeria now that even his own private refinery, by the time he start refining, he will be selling at dollar rate. You can imagine.
Additionally, I think
that one is saying.
I think that project is
Aside
reported
from
to have
that
paid back
area,
75% as we speak now. Sorry to interrupt you, comrade, but also I have Kende, who is on the line, calling in from Offa in Kwara State. Good morning, Kende.
Good morning, sir. Just want to participate in your program today.
Sure, go ahead, please.
Yeah, you said the demand by the union of $200, as far as I'm concerned, is quite okay. But the fact that this $200 was about the money paid to us when we were serving in just 1984. I was receiving 200 naira, which was equivalent to $200. So the government have not been honest with us, both the civil servant and the general public. The rate of dollars has continued to go against
$200, really? 200,000 naira?
Yes. We were paid 200 naira when I was serving in 1984, which was equivalent to about 200,000 naira.
Okay. So that's your 200,000 naira. Comrade Ajero is now saying should be 200,000 naira.
Yes, is it not as well as paying us that 200 naira in 1984?
Okay. Yeah.
Because my allowance at that time.
Maybe that's why he preferred to use the, more manageable figure perhaps of $200 rather than.
No, I think Comrade Sessi has explained it.
When I was serving.
I think Comrade Sessi.
Okay, thank you very much,
Akande. has explained it. Look, it was even deliberate by Joe Ajero, even using that $200, for instance. Because, why are we having problems because Labour mentioned $200? Politicians are always talking in dollar terms and pounds terms. They're always storing their monies, in dollars and pounds and all that. So how much respect do the politicians give to the Nigerian currency itself in the very first place? So there are contradictions. But I understand the reason why maybe you brought it up, because it seemed a little bit funny. And for George, who also made points that I also agree and also disagree with to some extent, it's also the fact that even hotels, he says it's the law, local law says hotels are charging in dollars in this country for quite some time now, and Nigerians have been paying, including the politicians, and that is the truth. Then the other one
the ordinary citizen cannot be billed in dollars.
Yeah.
And
No, but we are talking about use. He was saying that it's been outlawed and so on.
Okay.
So, and then, yes, you talked about Dave Umahi and his confrontation with workers.
Look at that.
Yes.
Look at that. And
look, I agree. See, I'm not sure anybody will condone late coming, and we should not be condoned. And that was why even Sessi herself was saying that she agreed with some of those points. Now, we cannot condone it. And there was a reason they gave. And that reason, the reasons they gave was vitiated by what happened subsequently. What am I talking about? They were talking about the cost of transportation and the rest. We can live with that because that is true. It has gone up. Some companies, especially private companies, are doing some more work at home online to avoid having to pay for the excess transportation. But the fact that they eventually came to work by maybe 10 o'clock meant that they could have come to work by 8 o'clock. So it's not an excuse. If you did not come, if they did not come to work, we could say, yeah, maybe they didn't have the transport.
But that they came late and are going to leave early.
You understand? And so that in itself was wrong, absolutely wrong. But then again, there was an approach. And the minister's approach was not the right approach.
Okay.
That approach was the military-style approach that we had seen in this country. And don't forget that the reason why our politicians behave the way they do has been as a result of the many years of militarization of the Nigerian political space.
Even though Dave Umahi said he didn't lock the gates, but that is up there for...
Yeah, but the workers were massed outside, so something happened. You understand? So what I'm saying is that within the civil service rules and regulations, there are provisions for dealing with such situations, really.
Yes.
Late coming and the rest. But obviously, so many people have become lax in their duties, whether the permanent secretaries, whether whoever is in charge, because there are stipulations about some of these things. And so he was a bit, and don't forget that there are excellencies, that they were once excellencies, these ministers, some of these ministers. And so they are still having this, carryover from the period when they were governors who were emperors. Because by virtue, we have seen how the governors behaved in their states, in their enclaves. They were emperors. They were unquestionable. So to bring it again to the civil service, I'm not saying you should not, but it must be done in
a recommended.
recommended.
There are
That's
recommended
exactly what I'm
processes.
saying. Exactly.
The other point about there's absolutely no way government can pay 200,000 naira or $200 with this matter that we spoke about earlier. Comrade Sesi will be listening here. The population of workers, we've agreed that ministries and all of these people have people access to their needs. Now,
and I answered.
You want to pay this,
yes,
and you don't want to bring down the number of staff. It doesn't work like that.
I answered. And you know, the issue is this is blackmail that the government uses all the time. And if you don't do this, if you don't agree, then we are going to do this and all that. You know, and I answered. There was something I said, maybe you didn't take cognizance of it. You need to expand the economic space in the country first.
Yes, okay. That's what you said.
Once you expand the economic space, obviously, once the economy is thriving, different aspects, more job opportunities, more responsibilities increase.
Okay.
It is because of the doldrum within the economic system in this country. Nothing worthwhile is happening within the economy. And so it would appear as if there is much less responsibility. But to say you have about 50,000, workers,
yes,
maybe workforce, for instance,
of which only 5,000,
and then you say, okay, maybe 20,000 are needed, 30,000 are not needed.
Yes,
it's simply because of the fact that the government has not been sorted out the issue of the economy, and that is why, for instance, if you are looking at energy,
so that's why they're in all these ministries.
If you are looking at the quantum of energy that is in use today in the country, 5,000 megawatts maximum at any point in time. But in real fact, for a country the size of Nigeria, we should be talking about 15 to 20,000 megawatts. And once you do that, you will unleash, very serious potentials, that have been hidden in Nigerians, and you will see the economy begin.
Indeed, I hear what you're saying.
Much more responsibility given out to some of these.
Okay, coming back to Fumi, because as has been said, Achike here said that what you were saying essentially, for people who can understand it, is that the economic space has to be expanded. Well, we have this situation on our hands here. Everybody is looking for a way. President Tinubu said he feels the pinch as well. Everybody is looking. People can't afford anything anymore. Anything, you gave the example of a particular drug that has now skyrocketed. And this $200, 200,000 naira, is to be paid by everybody, whether private sector, whether non-private sector. Everybody is supposed to pay it. How is that going to work? And one of the ways in which it is working is that businesses out there are simply decreasing quantity. What the eba that you used to buy, now people even tell you that there's no 100 naira rice. You can't say to a person now, give me 100 naira rice. No, go see 100 naira rice. So
okay, thank you, Mr. Yori. Okay.
Please, take it from there. Take it from there, Comrade.
Okay, thank you. I just hope you will use some time for me so that I could. Number one, let me take it from the angle of the former governor of Enugu, Minister Umahi.
Yes.
He got it wrong. He got it wrong with the approach and the manner that he used to deal with the workers. Number one, immediately you resume as a minister, you need to do consultations. You need to meet with the people. You need to have meetings and see the working ways of that ministry. You need to fashion out together. You need to talk. You need to, discuss how you will move that ministry. How whatever they are doing that you feel that is wrong, or whatever they are doing that is good, you applaud or you appraise, and then you also discuss with them your own vision and the mission for that ministry. Having said that, you see that the approach that he took, he himself at the end of the day, he agreed that he was wrong and he apologized profusely to the workers. The times are very hard and difficult for people. Anytime Olaranta, he who that is down, need fear no fall. Already, people are already down. We have been degraded. You understand? And so everybody is now on the verge of the anger, the annoyance, the pain, and everything is so much.
Yeah, comrade.
And you could see that some people they can no longer take it.
Comrade, I'm going to interrupt you, but I'm coming straight back to you. Adelano has called in from the UK. I'm coming straight back to you. Good morning, Mr. Adelano in the UK.
Hello. Hello, Mr. Yori.
Yes, good morning.
Hello.
Go ahead quickly, please. Adelano in the UK. Go ahead.
Yes.
Comrade, I think
Good
you should
morning,
continue.
Mr. Yori.
He's, for some reason, there's a disjointed... Yes, continue, comrade.
When the minister came in, can you hear me, Mr. Yori? He could have as well provided transportation for the workers. There are some ministries that provide transportation. There are some companies that provide transportation for the workers. Your own is just to get the vehicle, 6:30 a.m., this vehicle will move at social place, and that means that people will get to their places of work at good time. And so he should have looked for a way of how he will mitigate and bring about palliatives to cushion the effect of what the subsidy removal has done to the workers.
I hear you, comrade, but the productivity, the productivity.
Okay, what we are talking about productivity, from the other angle that government is declaring that there is overbloated workers in the civil service, let the government also talk about politicians and political positions. Have they not overbloated political positions? Have we not seen how many aides the politicians are having? Have we not seen? Okay, let us know the salaries of political class. Let us all be on the same page. That was what we were saying when they were announcing the National Assembly. They were announcing 70 billion for themselves and their offices. When they announced 35 billion to judiciary, and what is now left for the workers and for Nigerians? Nothing was left to us until labor. That was why I said I agree with some people. If they don't have information, they should also seek for information. But sometimes people seek for information, they know, but they are quick to judge the labor. As if labor should take up the whole problem of Nigeria. We should show that it, even to a large extent, it's still labor that is still remaining, that is still talking in Nigeria. Is it not the same labor that has been very vehement, charging the government against the subsidy removal, telling government that they have to return the subsidy, telling government that they have to also cushion the effect of the removal of the subsidy? So you have seen the situation in which the government now, we try to hold the government accountable.
All right. Indeed. Let me come back to studio as well. I think I kept my...
He knows what was on ground before he took over. And now we have to ensure that the government run and the government continues. So for government to say that we have overbloated workers, we will not agree to that. But rightly as Comrade Chudi has said, when we have the right policies, everybody will be useful. And when we have the right plan, everybody will be useful. We can put people to use in every way. But those facilities that people actually need for them to achieve and to perform, government must provide.
Okay, let me try a London call again. I think this time it's Biodun in the UK. Good morning, Biodun. Well, we have a problem with...
Hello, good morning, Uncle Yori. I'm happy to be with you this morning.
Oh, thank you. Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. My name is Biodun. I'm calling from Birmingham in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
Good morning.
Glad to have you. 200,000 naira minimum wage, a labor idea floated recently. Your take? Oh, I can see.
Honestly speaking, hello, can you hear me, Uncle Yori?
Yes, please go ahead quickly. Please carry on. We can hear you clearly.
Yeah. Yes. The point I want to make is just going to be very straightforward. We've been politicizing the issue. Yes, thank you, Uncle Yori. Can you hear me, Uncle Yori?
I have said yes. Please don't be distracted by anything. Just continue. Okay, it looks like there's a problem, because I'm sure he would have. First of all, it was Adelano, and then now it's Biodun, and the UK lines are not working today. But from what Comrade Fumi has said, and your very good self here, also commented on some of those issues that, look, we have to sort of understand each other, and that government is not being unreasonable when you look at the full picture. I mean, I beg your pardon, not government. Labor, it might not be as preposterous an idea as some might first of all think when you look at the whole lie of the ground. Yeah. And so much that can be done that isn't being done.
You know, what is affecting your own perception? And I think you're also trying to say it as you think it is. Since they have not been able to pay 30,000 minimum wage, we are not able to pay 18,000 minimum wage. Therefore, asking government to pay 200,000 is a bit
because where are they going to get it from? Because labor will kick against cutting jobs.
Yeah. You see, it's very Herculean and all of that.
Yeah.
You know, but we have also given.
So why are you giving us talking points?
Let me just,
because these are little more than talking points.
Let me just say this.
You have to look at the economic reality on ground.
Yeah. Okay, I think your caller is back.
No, that's Tessie.
Okay.
Tessie is saying that you must look at the economic realities on ground. In fact, I just have...
Are they paying labor something, you know, that is a necessity or something that's a luxury? It's about existence. Yes. And we are saying, and the argument is that
labor is saying
the average Nigerian worker, you know, with a family of 2 or 3 children and a wife, we cannot even survive minimally. We barely survive with 200,000. So in terms of reality, 200,000 is nothing. Looking at the breakdown that you gave earlier,
with the economic reality,
yes, that needs to be paid. So these are it's not. And then again, he who goes to equity must come with clean hands.
All right.
The politicians are talking. And no, lastly, politicians are talking about downsizing and the rest. Is there any talk about downsizing downsizing the pay packet of the politicians, the number of ministers that we have that people have been complaining about as to the cost of government?
Okay, I could hear Fumi, but I didn't get a split screen. I thought I'd get a split screen of Fumi, because Fumi was also interjecting there. But, Comrade Fumi, this is where we are at. I think I've heard what you are saying, and Achike is also very much on that line.
We are on the same track. We are on the same line. We are almost, we are saying the same thing. Because if we have to look at it, the economic reality on ground now, everything has escalated. From the prices of goods and the prices of services. You have said it, there's no more rice, cooked rice of 100 naira. Do you want to buy amala of 200 naira? It's not even enough to feed a child of 6 months old.
You're right.
So far, you want people to survive. You don't want Nigerians to go into extinction. You don't want people to go into, you don't want Nigerians to die. You don't want us, the hardship, you have to mitigate it. 200,000 naira is not enough.
It's not enough. It's not that it's not too much.
Government must declare an emergency.
All right then. Well, Comrade, I want to thank you very much. I got your perspective on this whole matter. And Achike is seconding here. That's our program. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. Thank you both for coming on the program. I'm Yori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.